going on, Jerome's? So I always think about how fans perceive things with the team, right? And obviously, I'm a fan, a little bit of a salary cap nerd, a little bit of a draft nerd. It is what it is, but you got to realize that most fans like casual, like rooting like hell for their team for sure, but maybe don't really understand all the ins and outs of the salary cap. So over the holidays, got together with some friends and family, and they're wondering like, well, what happens if the Vikings, who are $35.983 million over the salary cap, what happens? Do the Wolves lose the team? What's happening, right? But hashtag the cap is a myth. We know this because I love that Rob Brzezinski got a mullet. Good times, man. Long story longer, Patrick Seatman over at Chat Sports. So does phenomenal work, and I feel like a lot of people, look at this. So some horrible cap hits for the Vikings in 2026. Jonathan Allen, Hargrave, Hockenson, Murph, Jones, Will Fries. Right? They look at those big time numbers like, man, the Vikings are effed. They're in salary cap hell, but not really. Right, so mainly the two contracts that of players who will be around here are Murph and Will Fries. The other four contracts, Allen, Hargrave, Hawk, and Jones, certainly up for grabs. So just for visualization, so four players that we're talking about, Allen, Hargrave, Hockenson, and Jones, they all have large cap hits, yes, but only a percentage of that cap hit is dead, and there can be cap savings passed along if the Vikings do move on or trade said player. Now, the thing about dead cap is that dead cap is generally bad, but you're going to have it in terms of roster construction and attrition. Also, it is already baked in to the cap hit for the season, hence freeing up some of the savings. Now, if you look at Byron Murphy Jr., Will Fries, some other long-term deals that just got signed, and also some rookie contracts, generally you're going to see the dead cap number will be higher than the cap hit. That's because all of those signing bonuses come home to roost, unless it's a post-June 1st cut or trade, and then that can spread over 2 years, but that's getting into the weeds. So bottom line, the cap is always fungible, right? And the Vikings, as we talked about, every little ting is going to be all right. So basically, looking at the... There we go. You'll bring it up. So you can see 2026, the Vikings are $35.983 million over the cap. Now, also, the Vikings having $14.973 million. They can roll that over. So that is part of it as well. But just going through, you can see the Allen, you can see the Hargrave, you can see the Ryan. Didn't even list Ryan Kelly, but that's a pretty easy one. So you look at the cap hits there, and we'll go through. All right, so Hockenson chilling at $21.35 million, $12.425 million dead. The Vikings can save around $8.93 million by moving on. So let's make him a pre-June 1st cut. All of a sudden, the Vikings go from minus 35 to minus 27. Then toss in all these other moves as well. Aaron Jones, I love you, man. But after we draft Jeremiah Love, can't buy me love. Hargrave, going to be a one and done. Allen, now Allen's contract is pretty good for him. Pretty good for him, man. But they're going to have to eat $17.33 million of it dead, free up around 4.2. So this one is the least amount of juice for the squeeze. So he's gone as well. So all of a sudden, the Vikings free up around 31 million in cap space. Yes, they take it dead, but like we said, it was already baked into the cap number for the player for that season. Also, you include a very easy move like moving on from Ryan Kelly. So Ryan Kelly signed a 2-year deal. All the guarantees were in the first year. I'm sure he's got something on the third day of the new league year. Most of these contracts do. But say the Vikings move on or Kelly retires. So they got 0 dead and then 12.11 million freed up. So all of a sudden you're back in black in terms of the cap space. Also you have that almost 15 million to roll over, right? And we talked about too some of the larger cap hits, whether it's O'Neal, Grenard, Justin Jefferson, AVG. There's going to be some finagling, either classic restructures or potential extensions to lower the cap number. So basically, like we said, the Vikings, Kwesi and Robinson, they know what's up, right? And the Vikings haven't painted themselves into a corner. Now, what's bad is when you have significant guarantees, and you have a lot of large dead cap hits that are more than the cap number, right? So a lot of things come home to roost. That's when, like Russell Wilson with the Broncos, et cetera, where some of these larger contracts that do not work out and they're willing to eat a lot of dead cap just to move on, like Rodgers and the Jets. The Jets ate $50 million in dead cap just to get rid of him, maybe for good reason. But as we said, like the Vikings, they do have flexibility and some easy moves to be able to move on. So again, I understand the sentiment. Looking at the performance of Allen Hargrave's sort of been up and down. Hawkinson's been down. Jones has been good, but it's hard for him to stay healthy. Plus, he is 31 just the other day. And you see these cap numbers, you're like, are we effed? But there's always money in the banana stand. There's always ways to move around the salary cap. And Brzezinski is phenomenal. So where we're currently at. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Some of the horrible Vikings cap hits ain't no thing. All right. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best to do. Skol, production value.